to many best schools, junior colleges, and degree colleges in Vashi, Ghansoli, and Nerul across Navi Mumbai region. Our vision towards the enrichment of education has made a realm for knowledge beneficiary in society and has made students outshine through their academic excellence and by providing them with the best guidance for the future. Across Navi Mumbai region.
The galaxy of esteemed dignitaries, a very pleasant good afternoon to you all and a glad welcome filled with desires, hopes and dreams we all share. I, Dr. Abha Maheshwari, on behalf of my entire team, warmly welcome everyone. Reach high for stars lie hidden in your soul. Dream deep, for every dream leads to the goal. Tilak Education Society was founded in 1984 for providing comprehensive pathways and aims towards the field of education. The foundation of this institute is spearheaded by the founder and chairman of Tilak Education Society, Shri J.N. Kurup sir, and has been succeeded by true and best patrons, the director of Tilak Group of Schools and Colleges, Shri Dr. Ajit Kurup, and the director, Shri Dr. Arun Kurup. Since last 39 years, institutions under Tilak Education Society have been focusing on the holistic development of its students. Tilak Education Society has 12 institutions in its 5 campuses in Navi Mumbai and Thane, catering to the educational needs for over 10,000 students. Today, we all are joining here for the second day of our FDP under the guidance of IQAC in collaboration with Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching, Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India on Quality in Higher Education and NEP 2020. This faculty development program at Tilak College of Science and Commerce tries to offer participants the chance to refocus, immerse themselves in the most recent thinking about best practices in management and equip them with both personal and professional tools to increase their effectiveness as lecturers and researchers. As the world anticipates a new era in all spheres of business, society, and economy, the education sector is not immune. The National Education Policy has provided an insight of what can be accomplished via educational change. The new National Education Policy has made it quite evident that the time has come to implement a policy that is unquestionably student-centered. According to this line of thought, the new policy accepts numerous modalities of learning, including face-to-face learning, online learning, and remote or virtual learning. The new NEP 2020 teaching policy will need to be supported by knowledge acquisition and the use of technological tools such as the 4-quadrant approach, audio podcasts, curriculum, and evaluation in outcome-based education, and so on. We hope that this online faculty development program will help the teachers to unearth the potentials they have and make them to comprehend various needs according to NEP 2020. I would now like to welcome and introduce our keynote speaker for today's session, Dr. Narendrajit Kaur. She is an assistant professor, PG Department of Chemistry, Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Jalandhar, Punjab. She has 23 years of teaching experience. She did her MSc Chemistry from DAV College, Jalandhar. She got silver medal in MSc Chemistry and PGTCA from JNDU, Amritsar. She got Award of Excellence in Research from KMB, Jalandhar in 2018 for her contributions to research. She did her PhD from IK Gujral, Punjab Technical University, Kapurthala, Punjab. She got Best Paper Presentation Award at International Conference IIER 2019 at Oxford University, UK. also at Khalsa College, Ludhiana in 2018, and in a national conference at Khalsa College, Amritsar in 2017. She was chosen best student from her school and honored by Prime Minister late Shri Rajiv Gandhi ji. She is life member of Indian Association of Chemistry Teachers and Punjab Science Congress. Professor Kaur has delivered many talks as keynote speaker, resource person in various international national conferences in India and abroad. She has many publications in various international national journals, 6 book chapters, and has published 2 books. She is also principal investigator of a project of 2 lakhs granted under the seed money under DBT Star College scheme. Her area of interest is solvent extraction, wastewater treatment, and nanotechnology. She passed online courses from Harvard University and from London Imperial College. Theme for the session is My Class Demo, and I would now invite ma'am to guide us on the same. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. Thank you, ma'am, Dr. Abha, ma'am. Dear participants, I'm here to let you know the login step, my e-class. It's my e-class, right? So let me share my screen first. So I'm sharing my screen, and this is just a PDF showing the instructions, right? And steps how to log in. I hope my screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it visible? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So, dear participants, so you all are in this faculty development 113, which is from 7th June to 13th June, right? So for successful completion of your FTP, you have to join on my e-class, right? So I'm here to let you know about my e-class and how to log into my e-class. So my e-class is actually an LMS, right? It is a learning management system, learning management software, which is based on Moodle, right? So it is based on Moodle. So I'll let you know how to log into my e-class. So first of all, you have received, all the participants must have received an email with a link of e-class, right? So this type of link is sent to all the participants on their emails, on their registered emails, which they have used for registering to this FTP. So this type of link you have received. So on clicking on this link, you will be able to see this My e-class page, right? So this type of all the participants must have received, right? So with a link of My e-class Academy, and a temporary pass. There will be a temporary password also. And your username will be your registered email, right? So that email which you have used for registering to this FTP, right? That will be the username, and there will be a temporary password which is provided to you participants in their email, right? So you have to click on this My e-class Academy link, right? So this is the link of My e-class Academy. So when you click on that link, this type of page, my page will appear. And if you see on the upper right hand corner, there is a login tab, right? There will be a login tab. So you have to click on login. So when you click on login, it will ask you for your username and password. Page will appear, and this is the My e-class login page, right? So in the username column, you have to type your registered email, right? So that email ID, because nowadays we have more than 2-3 email IDs we preferably use. So please use that email ID which you have used for registering to this application. So that will be the username, and in the password column, you have typed your temporary password, which is provided in to all the emails. So that temporary password, and then you have to click on this blue tab, login. So click on login, right? So this is one method. And the second is, if first method doesn't work, Then second method is that if I'm not able to log in with this first method, then there is a Google tab, this red Google tab. Click on this and it will ask you to choose the email ID. So choose your email ID, registered email ID. Click on that email ID. My eClass Academy will send a link on that particular email, right? So go to that email. You will get a link from My eClass Academy and then click on the link of My eClass from that email. Then you will be able to log in. So this is the second method, right? So once you are successfully logged in to the My eClass page, the next you will be able to see is this one. That is change password. You have to change your password to proceed further. So you must change your password to proceed. So this type of page will appear. Here on this, you have to reset your password. So in this current password column, you have to type the temporary password, that temporary password which is provided in your emails. Then in the new password column, you have to set a new password. So you have to type a new password, right? And please remember, when you are resetting your password, that password must contain at least 8 characters, And in that 8 characters, it have one small digit, one uppercase, one lowercase, and some digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And some special character like star, hash, @ hyphen, right? So those you use for setting your password. And then in the new password again column, you have to type password again and then click on save changes. This blue tab, click on save changes. So when you click save changes, a new page will appear. It will say that your password has been is resetted. Then click on continue. And after that, this page will appear, right? And if this page appears, that means you have successfully changed your password. And now you have logged into My Academy. And please, dear participants, please remember that you are resetting your password. Please write it down somewhere on your notebook or some diary, right? Because otherwise, if you got that password, you have to, every time you have to change your password, right? So that may give some difficulty. So please write it down somewhere on the diary or notepad or anything, right? So then this will appear. And if it appears, that means you have successfully logged into My eClass Academy, right? And if you see on this page, on the upper left-hand corner, right, there are 9 dots. Okay. I'll see the chat also. Okay. Hinduja ma'am, college se koi bol rahe hain, I don't know what's the name. I haven't received any email. No, if you have not received any email, I will share the WhatsApp number of GAD TLC organizing team. You'll just drop a message on that WhatsApp number. Okay. Then Dr. Arifa is also saying that she haven't received any email. Okay, Dr. Neha ji, okay, I'll become slow. Actually, this is just a PDF. I have demo also, and I will take each step fully, right? Okay, let me know that if you are following me. Are you people on exams? Please message me, or you can directly unmute yourself. Bhavna ji, if you have not received any email, don't worry. I will share a number. Let me finish these from the PDF. Then I will show the demo also. Then you can do the steps along with me, right? Okay. Not received any email. All right. So I'm going to repeat all the steps again. Dr. Anita
Hello.
Saniti,
Hello. Hello,
yes, please.
Narendrajit ma'am, just I asked Himanshi also, she will send it mail and all. Huh? Okay, I asked her, madam.
Sorry,
asked her
I didn't get you.
I asked her to send mail to all the
Okay.
participants.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Dr. Anita ji, if you have already registered on My E-Class, then you are not supposed to change your password. You can
Yes,
use
yes.
the you can use the use your previous username and previous passwords.
Okay, ma'am. Only different
Yes,
program code only I need to choose in that.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So let me clear once again that these steps are only for those participants which are to My E-Class, right? If they have not ever logged into My E-Class, so they have to follow these steps. If you have already registered on My E-Class, you have already used passwords, then you can please log in with your previous usernames and passwords. Right? So these steps have to be followed by only those participants which are new. Right? Okay, those who are new for My E-Class. Right. Okay, I'll repeat all the steps again. So first of all the participants must have received this type of email. Just let me show you. So this type of email is sent to all the participants, but only those participants should follow these steps, those who are not registered on My E-Class. They have not logged into My E-Class, right? So in your email, you have received this type of link, My E-Class link, and a temporary password, right? So just click on this My E-Class Academy link on your email ID, from email ID, or directly browser. I will show a demo also, right? Then type of link, you have to click, and then this page will appear, right? This is the My E-Class first in this page. And if you see on the upper left, right hand corner, there is a login tab, right? So click on this login tab. When you click on this login tab, right, this page will appear. This is the login page of E-Class. And in this username, you have to type email ID, your registered email ID, which you have used for registering to this FTP, right? And in the third column, because nowadays we have more than 2-3 emails, right? Email IDs, right? So please use that email ID only, because organizing team has that email ID which you have used for registering to this FTP. And in the password column, you have to type temporary password which is provided to all of you in your email, right? Then click on this blue tab, login. So when you click on login, a new will open, right? This new page will open, right? And here in this page, you have to change your password, right? So in the current password, you have to type a temporary password. Professor Nazneen ji, no problem, will be sent to you, right, as soon as possible. And this recorded session will also be there, right? So you can see steps, and this PDF which I am showing here right now, this also will be shared in your WhatsApp groups, right? So don't worry. Okay. So in the new password column, you have to type your you have to set your new password. And for setting new password, please remember that it must contain 8 characters. It must have lowercase, it must have one uppercase, it must have some digits and some characters, non-alphanumeric characters like star, hash, hyphen, right, etc., @ And then you have to type that password again in the new password again column, right? And then you have to click on this tab, that is save change. So when you click on save changes, a new page will appear. And this is the my e-class page. That means you have successfully changed your password and you are my e-class portal. And if you see on the upper left hand corner, there are 9 dots. That is category of courses. So click on category of courses, right? So when you click on category of courses, type of drop down will appear. And from this drop down menu, you have to click on training and workshops, right? Training and workshops. You have to click on not any other option, just training. And so when you click on training and workshops, a new page will appear. With your FDP folder, right? But sometimes you may not be able to see this folder directly. So just scroll down your page a little bit, and then you will be able to see this folder OFDP 133, or there will be a search course column, right? So I'll show you on demo also, right? So this is the folder OFDP 130, right? That is Quality in Higher Education and NEP 2020, where you all are registered as participants, right? So when you see this folder, you have to click on the link of OFDP 133, right? Then it may ask for an enrollment key, because for entering into this OF 133, right, class on my e-class, for some participants, I am repeating again, for some participants, they get directly enrolled into the class, but for some participants, it may ask for an enrollment key. And for the 133 OFDP, the enrollment key is 1330713. I'll write in chat also, right? So this is 1330713. This is the enrollment key for OFDP 133. Please note down this enrollment key. For some participants, they are already registered on my e-class. They have access to my e-class, so they have to just search OFDP 133. When they click on OFDP 133, it will ask for an key. So this is the enrollment key. Just type this enrollment key and click on Enroll Me, this blue tab. Type this in this box and click on Enroll Me, right? This blue tab, and you will be able to enter into your OFDP 133. So this page will appear, and if this page appears, that is OFDP 133 Quality in Higher Education and NEP 2020, means you are successfully logged in to my e-class in your OFDP 133, right? Here you will be able to see all the feedback forms for your previous days and recorded sessions of your previous days, if it is started yesterday, so that recorded session will be uploaded here by the evening or by next morning, right? And project assignment.
Ma'am, please repeat the enrollment key.
Okay, so this is the enrollment key, right? So when you are able to see this folder on my e-class OFDP 133, click on this link, right? On this folder, click on the link of OFDP 133. It will ask you for an enrollment key. But for some participants, it may not ask for an enrollment key. They, sometimes some participants, they get directly enrolled in class, right? And if it is asking for an enrollment key, then type this enrollment key 1330713, right? And click on Enroll Me. Click on Enroll Me. So when you click on Enroll Me, this page appears. That means you have enrolled into OFDP 133 on my e-class portal, right? I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, I repeat the steps. Otherwise, to show demos, right? And so any type of queries, like some participants are saying they have not received any email with the My Class Academy link or temporary password. First of all, you all please check all the folders on your, right? All the folders, right? Including spam, right? And still, if you have not received email, just drop a message on WhatsApp number of GAD TLC organizing team. Right? So this is the
Ma'am, code
WhatsApp
is
number.
sorry, ma'am. The code is 1330.
Enrollment key is
Yes.
1330713. I have written in the Zoom chat also. This is the enrollment key. You can see on the screen as well. Please see this enrollment key. 133. This is not code. This is enrollment key of your OFDP 133 on my e-class code. Right? Clear? And am I audible? Someone is writing my voice is breaking. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in case of any query, and if you have not received any email or any technical issues or any type of my e-class, just drop a message on this WhatsApp number of GLC organizing team. Please write it down. This is the WhatsApp number. Don't call. Just drop a message on this WhatsApp number. This is the WhatsApp number of GAD TLC organizing team. Right? So they, just write your query, OFDP 133 and your email ID. Right? And they will get back to you as soon as possible. Right? So these steps. And now I'm going to give a demo, right? How actually you can log into my e-class. I'm again repeating these steps have to be by the new participants only, right? Those who are new to my e-class, right? And if you have already used my e-class, if you have already attended GAD TLC workshops or FDPs, then your usernames and previous passwords, use those usernames and previous passwords. Log into my e-class, right? So I'm sharing my screen again to show a demo. I hope my screen is visible, right? I hope my screen is visible, right? So
Yes,
what you all right, thank you. So you have received of my e-class on your right, or you can directly log in from browser, right? You can use Google or Firefox or Internet Explorer, any browser which you are using, and on that just type my e-class. It's not my class, it's my e-class, right? Academy. Just type that, and this my e-class academy link will appear. This is the same link which is given on your email IDs, right? Sent on your email IDs. Click on this my e-class academy. I hope now I am going step by step. And when you click on this link of my e-class academy, this page will appear. This is the my e-class academy page. And if you see on this page, on the upper right corner, there is a login tab. I hope now the participants which are on their systems, they can follow me step by step, right? So this is the login tab. I hope my mouse cursor is also visible to everyone. So login. So click on login tab, right? So when you click on this login tab, this username page will appear, right? Username, password. This is the login of my e-class. And in the username column, Please see these steps clearly, because when I will change my password, I won't be able to change it again, right? So in the username column, type your email ID, the registered email ID which you have used for this activity, and in the password column, use the temporary password which is sent to all the participants in their emails, right? So I am typing the temporary password which is given to me, and then click on this blue tab, that is login tab. Click on this login tab. So when you click on login tab, right, a new page will appear. So this page will appear. This is the reset page, right? Password page. So you must change your password to proceed. So in this page, you have to, and please scroll down a little bit to see your page, right? So in the username, it will take your email ID, and in the current password, you have to type the temporary password, that temporary password again here, right? So type the temporary password, right? And now you have to reset your password. So while choosing your password, please remember you have to choose password. At least it should have at least 8 characters. It should have one uppercase, have one lowercase, and some digits, and it must have some non-alphabet character like hyphen, hash, right, etc. So in the new password column, I am setting my new password, right? And again, in the new password again column, type that same password again in the new password again column, and click on this blue tab, that is save changes. So click on save changes, right? So this appears, that means it is saying that password has been changed. अपना password reset कर लिया है, right? So you have changed your password, and please write it down somewhere, right? And click on this blue tab, that is continue. So when you click on continue, so my e-class page will appear. This is the my e-class interface, right? Portal, right? And if you see, as I've logged into the e-class, so there are so many folders in my e-class because I attended so many workshops and FDPs of GAD TLC. So if you see on this upper left corner, there are 9 dots. That is category of courses. So click on category of courses, and from these drop-down menu, you have to click on training and workshops, right? On first, you have to click on these 9 dots, that is category of courses. On category of courses, and on this drop-down menu, click on training and workshops, right? So you have to click on training and workshops. Click on training and workshops, right? So you are not able to see, a new page appears, right? But we are not able to see OFDP 133. So just scroll page a little bit, and there is a folder of OFDP 133. And still, if you are not able to find out your OFDP 130, there is a search courses column. Search contact number for password. Professor Nazneen ji, what you want to say, please, can you elaborate? JDTLC contact number?
Ma'am, I could not able to get password, ma'am. I have not received any mail also.
Okay, you are a first time of my e-class?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, you have not used my e-class previously, right?
No, this is my very
Okay.
first FDP of
Have you
GLC.
checked your email properly?
Yes.
All the folders,
Yes.
including spam?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay, don't worry.
everything.
Don't worry. You just drop a message on this screen visible with this number. uh,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. That
yeah.
dropped the
So
message.
this,
Thank
yes,
you, ma'am.
this is the WhatsApp number of GAD TLC organizing team. Just drop a message on this number, right? Okay. So after login and after changing the password, you will be able to go to category of courses, then training and workshops, and then you will be able to see this folder of OFDP 133. You have to scroll down your page a little bit, and still not able to find out your 133. There is a search courses column. In the search courses column, just type OFDP hyphen 133 and go, right? Then you have to click on go. So my eClass Academy will choose that particular folder for you, that particular class for you. So this is the OFDP 133, right? So you have to click on this link of OFDP 133, anywhere on else on the folder where the mouse cursor change hand. That is the link, right? So you have to click on this OFDP 133 link, click on this link and see. For in my case, it doesn't ask me for an enrollment key. I got directly enrolled into this OFDP 133. So if you see this page, OFDP 133, there will be feedback, recorded sessions, project assignment and quiz link, and photo ID submission, etc. If you see this page, that means you have successfully logged into my eClass folder OFDP 130, right? But as I am not able to see any feedback forms uploaded here, so don't worry about it. So these links will be active in a day or two, right? So in my case, I'm not able to see any recorded here. So the organizing team will upload all the recorded sessions here evening or by next morning, right? Okay. So if you see this page, that means you have actually logged into my eClass on OFDP, I mean on in OFDP 133 on my eClass portal, right? So I hope it is clear. Now I will take the queries, and then after that, I will show you that how to upload your assignments, projects, and how to quiz on my eClass. Okay. Some participants are saying that not received any email. Don't worry. You will receive your emails by the evening, or right. You have, if you have registered late, sometimes organizing team, right, sends their emails to those participants, right? So please wait for the evening, and then just message on the WhatsApp number of GAD TLC organizing team with your email IDs and OFDP 133, right? You will be able to receive emails. Dr. Rita Jainji, don't worry, the organizing team will get back to you as soon as possible. Is there anyone from GAD TLC organizing team? I can see someone logged in from GAD TLC. Gayatri or Himanshi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Gayatri.
Okay, okay. So please take these queries, Gayatri. Most of the participants are saying that they have not received any email.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. हम ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं कि जैसे डॉक्टर जी just write your ID in the chat box, Zoom chat. Guys, note down these email IDs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And send emails with my eClass Academy and password. And Bhavna ji is also saying that no email received. Please, participants, those who have not received any email, just write down your email IDs in the Zoom chat. Gayatri ma'am will note down your IDs, and she will do the needful. The query, please. Okay. Shabnam Ansari ji bhi. So Gayatri, please note down these, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay, thank you. And Dr. Neha Yadav ji, OFDP codes will be, if you have not received your OFDP codes, don't worry about it. You will get your OFDP codes by tonight or by morning, right? So don't worry about that.
Ma'am, if we are going directly from Google, then my class, as you said,
Yes.
then my class academy will start that portal.
Okay, you received that link of
No,
my
ma'am.
class? Huh?
No.
Hmm.
I'm going through the Google, like
Okay.
directly.
Okay.
Then first of all, I have typed my e-class. Then my e-class academy has come on the screen. Then after that, it is coming training and workshop, my class, allied courses.
Training,
all
you
the-
have to click on training and workshops.
Okay, training and workshop.
Huh.
Yes.
Training and workshops, and then search
Yes.
for your OFDP 133.
Then from where I have to search that?
Category of courses, you clicked on category of courses, then training and workshops, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let you just a minute. So I'll go back. So you clicked on this category of courses, then are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Then training and workshops. When you
Yes.
click on training and workshops, see, when you scroll down your page, there is OFDP 133 folder. And still, if you are not able to see, you can type in
it
the
is there,
search.
ma'am. Yes, it is there.
Yeah, click on
OFDP.
this. Then click on this OFDP 133 link.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you will be able to see this page. Is it asking for enrollment key?
No.
Can you share your screen?
Ma'am, just wait.
Anybody from the participant, if want to share their screen for any queries or anything, I can help them out. Okay, if it is asking for an enrollment key, please type the enrollment key. So let me share. This is the enrollment key. As you can see on my screen.
Ma'am, it is written my e-class login is login using your account on Google, or Google login as a guest or login. Only it is written, like 3 boxes are there.
Can you share your screen? से नहीं मुझे
Ma'am,
पता
I
लगेगा.
am doing from मैम मैं ना ये लैपटॉप से कर रही थी और मैं मोबाइल पे आपका सेशन अटेंड कर रही हूँ तो
हाँ,
मैं
लैपटॉप पे दिखा दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं, मैं स्टॉप कर देती हूँ शेयरिंग.
ओके
आप लैपटॉप पे दिखाइए, मुझे फोन के साथ दिखाइए.
ओके ओके
आपका क्या आ रहा है? Dr. Simpy is saying that I wrote my user ID and password, but it says invalid. Ma'am, email you are using the same email ID which you have used for registering to this FDP? Dr. Sinha, Simpy Sinha? Yes, ma'am. Shabnam ma'am, दिखाइए.
Yes, ma'am. It is coming
Just a minute. Okay, Google से आप लॉगिन कर रहे हैं?
Yes.
कहाँ गया? I'm not able to see your screen. Just a minute. Okay. हाँ जी, आप email ID और password and you try to log in with Google, right?
Okay.
Google
Yes.
link. हाँ, so what it is saying, गूगल पे क्लिक करके आपको एक ईमेल आई,
वो आ रहा है चूज एन अकाउंट
हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ जी, यू हैव टू चूज योर ईमेल।
यस
आप उसमें से अकाउंट चूज करिए ना जो आपने जिससे आपने रजिस्टर किया है।
यस यस
ओके, क्लिक ऑन मेल, तो आपको उस ईमेल पे एक लिंक भेजेगी।
ओके
राइट, हाँ, सो फिर उस लिंक से आपने उसको ज्वाइन करना है माई क्लास।
ओके
यू जस्ट राइट योर ईमेल आईडी आल्सो इन द जूम चैट, तो गायत्री नोट डाउन कर लेगी उसको और आपको ईमेल आईडी भी ईमेल भी भेज देगी।
हाँ मैंने दे दिया है, शबनम अंसारी
ओके ओके ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम, यू विल रिसीव योर इन yes, and anyone else? Sunita ji is saying okay, that I was enrolled in my class in FIP, which I attended in February, conducted by. Yes, आपको दोबारा अपना यूजर नेम पासवर्ड चेंज करने की जरूरत नहीं है। I am saying again and again, if any participant is using previously my e-class, they have access to my e-class, then please use your previous username and password. You are not supposed to change your, you can log in with your previous username and password, right? Yes, anyone else? Anyone else with the query? Yes, anyone else, please?
Ma'am, with this course category, it is coming like that.
Course categories? No. That means you are not this my e-class. Don't worry, you will receive email from GAD TLC organizing team.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Don't worry. Okay. So for login issues, yes, please.
Ma'am, I just realized that, initially I wrote I have not received the mail, but I realized that it has gone on spam. So I thought I will just
that's
myself.
what I am saying, that please your all folders.
Yes, it has gone on spam. So maybe a lot of people will find it on the spam mail.
Yes. That's what I said earlier. That please check your email properly and see your all the folders, because in our email we have folders, primary, social, right, type of, so please check all the folders and spam also.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Spam folders. Thank you, Shamli ji. So please folder email IDs properly with all the folders, including spam, right? So that email may go to spam folder. So check those, right? And if still you have not received your this email with a mass link and temporary password, then just type a message to GAD TLC organization WhatsApp number. I'll share the screen again. Just a minute. I am sharing my screen again. So this is the WhatsApp number of GAD TLC. Just drop a message on this WhatsApp number with your email ID and OFDP 133, right? So they will, with your query also. What is your query, right? We'll get you as soon as, right? So moving further, so I'm going to let you know how to, once you're logged into the My E-class, you will see all the recorded sessions. You will be able to see the feedback links also on My E-class. And for the successful completion of your FDP, you have to submit your assignments, project on this My E-class only in OFDP 133. And you have to attempt quiz at the end of this FTP. right? So how you can do that, I'm going to give a demo, but please remember these links are not active yet on your OFDP 133. ये अभी एक्टिव नहीं है लिंक, अभी असाइनमेंट, अभी प्रोजेक्ट आपको अपलोड करने की जरूरत नहीं है. अभी ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम जो है वो बताएगी आपको कि कब आपने असाइनमेंट जो है किस तरह से करना है और कब अपलोड करना है. So it is just a demo. So please see these properly, right? So when you are supposed to upload your assignment, so you will be able to do that on OFDP 133 on my e-class portal. So I am sharing my screen again, right? And this is just a demo course on which I am showing this how to upload your assignment project and how to attempt a quiz. So this is a demo course, and similarly you will be able to see assignment link and project link and quiz link on your DP133 on my e-class portal. So for submitting your assignment on my e-class, there will be a link of assignment. I hope my screen is visible, right? I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So click on this link, assignment link, right? So when you click on assignment link, this type of page will appear on my e-class, and it is submission status no attempt, right? And grading status not graded. There will be due date, right, given. Before that due date, you have to upload your assignment, how much time is remaining for uploading your assignment, etc. All these things will Hello, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Ma'am, your voice is not
Am
clear.
I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Actually, there is no electricity. बिजली चली गई है, तो मैंने मोबाइल डेटा से ज्वाइन किया है. So, is it clear now? Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's why I stopped my video for internet, right? So I was supposed to let you know about the assignment. So you will be, I hope my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
No, ma'am, it's not visible.
Is it visible now? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
visible.
So just bear with me, because I lost my internet connection, and so I connected with my mobile data. So you will be able to see when you click on the assignment link, you will be able to see this page with submission status and due date and time remaining, etc. And there will be a sample format for the assignment. Right. Assignment template will be there. So when you click on this template, link of template, it will get downloaded on your system. Right? Yes. So it will get downloaded on your system. There will be some template, and the organized team of AP will let you know about assignment. What type of assignment is that, right? So that template will be here, and you will be able to download that template from this link. So when you download that template, that will be in Word format. Just edit that Word format, put your name, put your OFDP code, your institution, and write the questions, whatever the assignment is that, and then save that document in the Word format or in PDF, right? You have to save your document in the Word format or in PDF. And then you have to upload that document. For uploading your document, just scroll this down your page a little bit. There is a add submission tab. I hope my mouse is visible, everyone. Please write it down in the Zoom chat or just reply.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, okay. So this is the add submission tab. When you are done with your assignment, click on this add submission. So when you click on add submission, right, a new page will appear. So yes, so this new page will appear. Right? Here you have to upload your assignment. So in this page, you can directly drag and drop your file over here. आप सीधा drag and drop in, or you can go to this icon, files icon. Click on this file icon. Click on upload a file. Right? Then click on choose file, and it will take you. It will ask you to choose your file. So choose that wherever you have saved from your destination folder. I have saved my file here on the desktop. So click on the assignment file, and please save that assignment file with your OFDP code and name. Then click open. So this is the file which I have. I am going to upload. So this file gets attached on this. And for final submission, click on this upload this file, this blue link, blue tab, upload this file. So when you click on upload this file, it will take few seconds for uploading. So lost my actually internet connection, so that's why it is so slow. It is taking some time. Yes. So it will get uploaded. So this is the file which I am going to upload as an assignment. You will be able to see this file either in the Word format if you have submitted, or either in the PDF format. And for final submission, you have to click on this Save Changes. This blue tab, right? Click on Save Changes. So when you click on Save Changes, see, now the submission status, it is showing submitted for grading. Now it is showing submitted for grading, right? And you will be able to see your file submission. This is the file which you have uploaded, right? So you can click on the link of this file, and you can see that if you have uploaded right file or not. And you can do edit submission and remove submission also. If you think that you have to change something in your assignment, you can do edit submission also and remove. You can remove your file and upload that file again, right? You can do these things number of times, but before due date, right? This file this file is attached here and it is saying for submitted for grading, that means you have successfully uploaded your assignment, right? So any questions? If you have not understood any step in uploading assignment, etc.
Ma'am.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, please.
Ma'am,
Hello, Ranjit.
since your voice was not audible, so can you just share the video of how to upload the assignment? That will be easier for each and every one of us.
Don't worry, my light is back now, so my internet will also be good, right? So I'll repeat the steps once again. I will repeat the steps. Okay, just a minute.
Okay, ma'am.
Just okay, right. So I am repeating the steps again. For assignment upload, when you click on assignment link, there will be a template for the assignment, that is sample format assignment or template format, template. So you are supposed to click on this link to load this template. It will get downloaded on your system, right? It will be in the Word format. So you can, it will be in the Word format so that you can edit that file only, right? So you can do the editing, change your name, OFDP code, write your name, do the assignment, save that file in the Word format or in the PDF format. And then you have to submit, right? Because done the submission once, so it is not showing here the tab add submission, right? And it is showing submission status submitted for grading. But when you are submitting for the first time, here you will be able to see add submission tab. So add submission tab, right? I'll show in the project how to upload project. The steps are same for assignment upload, for project upload, or any type of document to upload, right? So for project submission, click on project link. Please see the steps now, because the steps are same for assignment upload, for the project upload, for any photo IDs upload, all the same, right? So the sample format, same sample format for assignment, right? Click on that link. It will get downloaded on the system, right? This Word template, when you click on this Word template, you can do editing, write your name, OFDP code, institution name, do the project, etc., and save that file in the Word format or in the PDF format, right? And very first time when you are on the assignment or project submission, the page will open and it will show attempt, submission status, no attempt, not graded. And there will be some due dates and time left, etc. And will be a add submission tab. If you scroll down this page, if you see first time on this page, you won't be able to see the add submission tab. Just scroll down your page a little bit. Scroll करके पेज को नीचे आइए और वहां पे add submission tab है. So when you click on this submission, right, this new page will appear. I hope now my voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So in this new page, there is a this column. You can directly drag and drop your file over here, or click on file, then click on upload a file, and click on choose file, right? And then you have to choose your file wherever you have saved your file. So this is my file on the desktop. I have saved on desktop, right? Click on that file and on open. So this is the file which I am going to upload. So it gets attached. Now click on upload this file. So when you click on upload this file, it will take just few seconds for uploading. Yes. So this file gets attached, right? And for final submission, you have to click on this blue tab that is Save Changes. Click on Save Changes. Click on Save Changes. See, now submission status, it is showing submitted for grading. That means you have uploaded your file successfully. So this is the file which you have uploaded for project, right? If you want to see your file, that if you have submitted the right file or not, you can click on this. It will get downloaded on your system. You can do editing, or you can even remove your file, right? If you click on edit submission, right, then remove file, right? You can delete this file. You can do change your file, and again click on Save Changes. Right? You can do these things number of times, but before due date. So if it is showing submitted for grading and this link is there, that means you have successfully submitted your assignment, your project, etc. I hope now it is clear. I hope it is clear. Clear for uploading assignment, etc.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So now I'm to give a demo on how to attempt quiz on my e-class portal. I'm repeating again and again that assignment link, project link, and quiz link are not active on your FDP 133 on my e-class, right? They will be active in coming days, and the organizing team will let you know when you have to do all this, right? And photo ID submission also, when you receive your codes, only then you have to submit your photo ID, right? All these things you do at the end of the FTP. Not now, right now. You're not supposed to do things right now. So attempt quiz, there will be a quiz link provided on your OFDP 133. So you have to click quiz link. So it will give you all the instructions. A new page will appear with all the instructions. Here it is showing attempts allowed 2, but in your case, it will be only 1 attempt, right? And there will be all the instructions when this quiz will open and when this quiz will get closed, and how many questions are, and what is the time limit, etc., etc. Right? And you are completely ready to attempt the quiz, only then click on attempt quiz now, right? Because it is a time limit. It you may get 20 minutes or 30 minutes, 30 minutes depending upon the questions, right? Your quiz. So when you are ready to attempt the quiz, click attempt quiz now. Then click start attempt. Right? So these type of questions will appear. These are just demo questions, right? So these type of questions will appear, and on the same page, if you see on the hand side, there will be a quiz navigation tab, right? So this quiz navigation is visible, where you will be able to see how many questions are there in your quiz. And once you have started the quiz, there will be a timer also. You will be able to see the time left, how much time is left to attempt your, right? So in my demo quiz, there are only 4 questions, so it is showing only 4 questions, right? So these are all multiple choice with 4 options, right? So you have to just select one. I am randomly choosing the answers. Then you have to click on next page for going to next. Then you are supposed to select the next question. For example, the answer of this question, I'm taking this. Then click on next page, right? Then third question appears, and you have to choose the answer and click on next page. Similarly, you have to attempt question and so on, right? And similarly, as you are attempting your questions in the quiz navigation tab, it is showing that you have which question you have answered and question you have not answered. See, I have answered first, second, and third question, so it is showing answer saved. But for the fourth question, it is showing not yet answer. And suppose I just skipped any question and I have not given answer for that question and click on finish attempt, you will be able to see the summary of questions, that how many you have answered and how many questions you have not answered. So if the time allows, you can return to attempt. Click on return to attempt. And I'm just answering this question and click on finish attempt. When you click on finish attempt, again, it will show you the summary that how many questions you have answered and how many you have not done. And if still time, you can return to attempt the quiz again to review your question. But if you have, if you don't have sufficient time, then please don't click on return to attempt. Then click finally for final submission of your quiz, click on submit all and finish. Again, submit all and finish, right? So you have attempted the quiz. So these are the steps to attempt quiz on FTP 133 on my e-class portal for success of your FTP, right? I hope all the steps are clear. If you have any doubt, I'm here to take your queries, and I'll let you know how to upload photo ID also. If you have any queries, you can ask in the Zoom chat or just unmute yourself and ask your questions.
Ma'am, may I ask?
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, since we have not got the mail yet, how will we be able to submit all this? Can you please tell me?
No, you're not supposed to submit right now. You will get some time, and all these things have, the organizing team will let you know when you are supposed to do all these things.
Okay,
right?
ma'am. And while submitting, if we have some problem, then can we get back to you? Can we connect with you if we face some problem?
Yeah. I've shared the GAD TLC organizing team number also. If you have any query, you can write to them, right? So your query will solve. Don't worry about that. Okay.
Thank you.
So all the queries will be handled till this FTP is over. So don't worry about that. Right. So we have a very good organizing team, TLC. So all the queries will be handled. Right. So let me show you how to upload photo ID submission in your OFDP 130. So this is the OFDP 133 where all you participants are enrolled in this FTP. I hope my screen is visible. Is
yes,
my
ma'am.
screen visible? Okay. So this is the photo ID submission. So for photo submission, you have to click on link. See, submit your photo ID here. So when you click on photo ID, again, the steps are same for uploading. Either you are supposed to upload assignment or project or photo ID. So here you will be able to see a template for photo ID submission. It will be in the PPT format, and you have to submit in the PPT format only, right? Not in the PDF, right? So click on this link. This photo ID template will get downloaded on your system, right? Then you are supposed to edit this photo ID template PPT. I'll just show you the PPT template. Just a minute. So I'm sharing my screen again. So PPT is visible to everyone. So this is the photo ID template. It is in the PPT format, PowerPoint presentation format, and you have to submit this in form, right? So in this passport pic, you have to put your passport size photo, and in this frame, you have to put your picture while attending FTP, right? while working on your system and while doing doing anything on the my class, or while attending live sessions on Zoom, right? So you have to put that picture here and write your name, name and OFDP code. Save this in the PPT format only, and then you have to upload on my e-class portal. So I'll share that also. So this submission status. Again, it is showing no attempt. For when you have once you have saved your photo ID, right? Then again you are supposed to click on Add Submission tab, right? And file, up file, then choose a file, right? From your destination folder, wherever you have saved your file, right? And then upload this file. Same steps are, for assignment, project, and photo ID submission, the steps are same. So this will get attached and click on Save Changes, right? So this is the photo ID, which you have uploaded. Is it clear?
Hello.
Is it clear? Yes, please.
Ma'am, is there any size limit to upload the photo ID? Size limit?
There is a frame. You have to put your photos in the frame on.
All right. All right. Thank you.
I'll show you. I'll show that template again. I'll show my template. I hope my screen is visible. Is it? Is it invisible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here in this frame, I have my passport size picture, and here in this frame, I am showing. I have inserted my picture while attending this FTP. Right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Got it, ma'am. Yes,
okay. Okay. Thank you. So any other question? Dr. Shamli ji, you can do all these things by the end of the FDP. You're not supposed to upload your photo ID right now, right? Organizing team will let you know. They will give some time if you are, doing on flexible mode, right? If you are attending this FDP with duty leave, then you have to upload all these things. They will give you some time, some date before that you have to upload all your assignment, project ID, and you have to attempt quiz. Okay. Yes, any other query or any other thing you want to know? नेहा यादव जी, आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम जो है ये आपको डेट बता देंगे कब तक आपने ये सारे काम जो हैं करने हैं, राइट? Yeah. No problem. By the end of this FTP, yeah, right? So जब भी खत्म होने वाली होएगी उसके 1-2 दिन पहले आपको बता दिया जाएगा कि असाइनमेंट क्या है, प्रोजेक्ट क्या है, कब आपने क्विज अटेम्प्ट करना है. So the dates will be told to all the participants organizing. Yes, any other query, please, regarding login issues or anything? Yes, please. If any participant wants to share their screen, they can do that also if they are facing any login issues or any technical issues on my e-class. You can write in the Zoom chat or unmute yourself and you can ask your query. Anything like login issues on my e-class. If you are an old user of my e-class and you forgot your password, etc., then you can reset your password by clicking on forget password, right? I'll show that also. Just a minute. So, so if you are want to log in again to my e-class, right? And if you forgot your password, okay, so you're not able to remember your password, or you're not so you can click on forgotten your username or password, right? So clicking on this link, it will take you to this page. Just write your email ID, registered email ID, right? And click on search. So my eClass Academy will send a link on your email to reset your password. Okay. Yes, any other any or anything? So I think there are no more queries right now. So in case if you have any query, login issues, or any technical issues, right, regarding anything on I mean my eClass portal, so you can drop a message on this Tcsc WhatsApp number. I'm going to share the WhatsApp number again. Screen is visible. So this is the WhatsApp number of GAD TLC organizing team, 9810454703. So just drop a message on this WhatsApp number with your query and email ID, right? So the organizing team will get back to you as soon as possible. Yes. गायत्री, आप जिनके भी आपने ईमेल आईडीज नोट किए हैं उनको ईमेल सेंड कर देना प्लीज.
ठीक है मैम.
है ना?
हाँ जी.
With my class link and passwords.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think there are no more queries. I think, ma'am, there are no more queries now. Not in the Zoom chat as well. I hope I have cleared all the queries which they have written in chat.
Any doubts for the session? Participants are welcome to ask any further questions for the same. I hope all the doubts are clear. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable inputs as to how to log in my class and how to upload all the assignments, quiz and photos. I hope our participants are totally aware about my class now and are fully equipped so that they can upload the documents once the time comes and the dates are being given. So thank you so much, ma'am, for patiently clearing all the doubts, and so nice to have you here with us, ma'am. Thank you so much for the session. Thank you so much,
ma'am. One query is there by Brijesh ji.
Yes,
can we create our My E-class for students? Yes, you can create your My E-class for students, but it is paid. So you have to contact my class team for getting your, I mean, one My E-class folder, right? So yes, you can, but it is paid, right? So thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
Abha,
so
ma'am.
much, ma'am.
Thank you for
Thank you.
inviting
Thank you
me.
so much for your time. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Now I would like to welcome and introduce the next speaker for today's session, Dr. Gaurisha Joshi. I welcome you, ma'am. Well, I welcome you, sir, there. Dr. Gaurisha Joshi, Professor and Director, CES Bangalore, holds a BMM degree with 9th rank from University of Mysore, MBA with specialization in finance and marketing, MPhil in management, and PhD from Bangalore University. He has more than 15 years of teaching experience at postgraduate level, teaching management subjects. He has experience in quality management and accreditation of higher education institutions. He served as assistant professor, coordinator of IQAC, and editorial team member of Management Research Journal at one of the prestigious MBA institutions in Karnataka, namely RV Institute of Management, Bangalore. He worked as chief consultant in the technical secretariat of Committee for Draft National Education Policy, constituted by MHRD, Government of India in 2017. He served as honorary secretary and treasurer of Sea Lamps, a Bangalore-based NGO, and was involved in educational projects and has organized many conferences and public lectures. Dr. Gaurisha has been involved in many research pursuits in the area of management and education. He was co-director for a project sponsored by ICSSR, New Delhi. He has delivered close to 100 lectures on NEP at various national seminars, conferences, workshops, and webinars. Dr. Gaurisha is passionate about literature and theatre. He has also written many plays, poems, and short stories in Kannada. Dr. Gaurisha is Governor Nominee Member for Academic Council of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar School of Economics, University, Bangalore. Presently, he is serving as Director at Center for Educational and Social Studies, Bangalore, and is involved in NEP 2020 implementation initiatives in Karnataka. I would now invite Sir to guide us on the topic for the session, NEP 2020 and quality in higher education. Dr. Gaurisha will join us at around 6 o'clock. So participants can take a break as per the schedule. 5:30 is the time now. 6 o'clock, we'll again meet for the next session. Thank you so much. All participants are requested to be be in the session itself. No need to leave the session because we'll continue with the same at around 6 o'clock. Good evening to all. Now, I would like to welcome and introduce the next speaker for today's session, Dr. Gaurisha Joshi, Professor and Director, Center for Education and Social Studies, Bangalore. Dr. Gaurisha holds BBM degree with 9th rank from University of Mysore, MBA with specialization in finance and marketing, MPhil in management and PhD from Bangalore University. He has more than 15 years of teaching experience at postgraduate level, teaching management subjects. He has experience in quality management and accreditation of higher education institutions. He served as assistant professor, coordinator of IQAC, and editorial team member of Management Research Journal at one of the prestigious MBA institutes in Karnataka, namely RV Institute of Management, Bangalore. He worked as chief consultant in the technical secretariat of Committee for Drafting National Education Policy constituted by MHRD, Government of India in 2017. Dr. Gaurisha served as Honorary Secretary and Treasurer of Sea Lamps, a Bangalore-based NGO, and was involved in educational projects and has organized many conferences and public lectures. Dr. Gaurisha has been involved in many research pursuits in the area of management and education. He was co-director for a project sponsored by ICSSR New Delhi. He has delivered close to 100 lectures on NEP at various national seminars, conferences, workshops, and webinars. Dr. Gaurisha is also passionate about literature and theatre. He has written many plays, poems, and short stories in Kannada. Dr. Gaurisha is Governor Nominee Member for Academic Council of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar School of Economics University, Bangalore. Presently, he is serving as the Director at Center for Educational and Social Studies, Bangalore, and is involved in NEP 2020 implementation initiatives in Karnataka. I now invite Sir to guide us on the topic for this session, NEP 2020 and quality in higher education. Sir, we are privileged to have you here with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Namaste to all. It's my privilege to be part of this series of sessions, whether webinars or online workshop for the academic community. I think it is important to have such kind of dialogue on the various themes of education. More importantly, contemporary issues of education. I congratulate Tilak College, Vashi, for initiating such event or workshop series of online sessions, and a very important, I think very important context, in a very important context, because now NEP 2020, we have discussed a lot throughout the country. Now this is the time to move ahead with implementation of NEP at the institution level. So the journey is from macro to micro. It has already started. So NEP implementation is rolled out in the entire country, from the UGC or any other regulatory bodies to universities, university to colleges. Many things are happening. Now, I think in this context, this kind of sessions on various themes of education is very much required and relevant. I think the topic which I am going to discuss with all of you today, so more than my lecture, it is more importantly, it's a dialogue which may lead to some kind of discussion later, so that we can come out with some kind of strategies for implementing quality initiatives in our own educational institutions. NEP is just a context for quality, or even any new innovative initiatives in higher education we would like to take within the institution or any individual faculty. It is, I think, the high time in the changing scenario. Not necessarily because of NEP. Look at the entire environment within the country and also at the global scenario. Lot of changes are happening in all the walks of life, whether it is social or economical, technological. So there is such changes are happening. I think education need to respond to it and also lead the journey of all these areas in a very integrated manner, so that we can develop contributors to the nation in various walks of life. And also, what is that India is aiming today to lead the globe in many areas. Definitely we can fulfill that dream. As I said earlier, NEP 2020 is just a context for us to do something useful and innovative. Many of these quality issues at higher education level, it is there from past many years, even pre-independence and post-independence. And in most of the academic deliberations, conferences or meetings, we definitely make it a point to talk on quality at all levels of education. And finally, we need to, many a time, we will lose out on what is that quality we intended to bring in our own education system. NEP has given certain guidelines, roadmap for us. What is that quality we are intended to bring in our education system, both at school education and higher education level, including research, so that we can be par with rest of the world in terms of quality of education, and also the students who come out from the system of education and going to face the challenges of the life can do better. So that's the thing that we need to think and address in terms of quality in higher education. I think some of the statistics which I am going to present here, nothing new. It is not from my own studies or survey or research. All these are available in the Ayush report of Ministry of Education. And I have taken it from different sources to give a overall scenario of higher education in terms of size or in terms of new initiatives and the challenges that we are facing now and also we are going to face in the future. So second largest higher education system in the world. So we have a largest number of students, 38 million students in less than 50,000 academic institutions they are studying. And that we are talking about formal education. Non-formal and informal education, I think that even adds to the number. But we have a second largest system of higher education in the world. So I think that means the very important thing here is in terms of number of students, in terms of number of institutions, we are large. There is a kind of a mass element in the education. That is the many a times we compare ourselves with many other countries of the world which are leading in terms of technology, which are developed in terms of economic affairs, which are even better in education when compared to us. But let us understand the situation in India, that is, we are addressing a large number of students, and you know that the higher education is fragmented like anything in our country. And the diversity what we have. Culture, what is that we have? Different languages which we have. And in terms of the very cultural or historical background for education, there is also a lot of diversity. So that means the size is at one side, and the other elements which are associated with giving quality education. So we are very, very different from many of the leading countries in the world. So I think one of the important aspects that whenever we talk about higher education is gross enrollment ratio and how we can make our education more accessible, reaching out to more number of students. We have a national average of around 27% now. The NEP also aims to reach 50% gross enrollment ratio in the higher education sector by 2035. So almost we need to double the enrollment in higher education. So that means if you look at the entire journey of education for any individual, many students will drop at the school level itself. Those who come to higher education, and from there to, again from the higher education, UG to PG, PG to research, the number is very less. I think this is a scenario elsewhere in the world also, in terms of UG to PG and PG to research. But finally, we have an aim to reach 50% by 2035 in that particular age group. So they need to come under the higher education category. So again, even we are largest now, there again would like to add more number into it. And NEP talking about consolidating of the institutions, it is talking about large institutions, it is talking about large multidisciplinary institutions. So how to move forward? And we are the second largest source of international students next to China globally. And in terms of world ranking, because one is the number of students, number of institutions, what is the gross enrollment ratio? And when we come to the, what is our position in terms of global rankings? Most of the time, these rankings, accreditations, ratings will speak about quality of education. Debatable, I agree. Some of you may debate on this. You may don't agree with this, but this is how the world perceive the quality of education. If you take that as as a base, then in the global ranking, so situation is this. There is only one institution, that is the Indian Institute of Science, IISc, is in top 251 to 300 range. And only 75 universities is there in the list, but they are far down in the list. And we don't have a number of outstanding institutions or premier institutions, institution of national importance or specialized institutions. We have very few of IIT, IIM. Now, more IIMs in terms of number, more IITs we are coming out, we are establishing, and parallel types of institutions like triple IT, we are establishing in different parts of the country. But still, such kind of institutions are very less when compared to the need in the country. So the reason is very obvious. To have such kind of institutions, you need, of course, the funds, not only the financial resources, all other type of resources are very essential to build such a type of institutions. And even building such institution of repute, producing a quality outcome in terms of knowledge creation and application of it in the field requires number of years of journey. So quality cannot be achieved overnight or in a short period of time with the shortcut measures or methods. I think the quality comes through in a journey with experience and how much we are able to explore, expose ourselves to a lot of challenges. And I think that's where we can build the quality institutions. So if you look at the population, India, between the age group of 18 and 22, so largest in the world, and we are going to reach that peak by 2026. That is where young India we are talking about, demographic dividend that we are discussing much nowadays. But how we are going to use that demographic dividend? How we get benefit out of this young population of the country? The large number of young population, and it is a great challenge also. If you would like to take the benefit out of this young India, where the expectation is this age group, those who are into the economic field will generate more income, more consumption, and they will be more creative and innovative. They add value to the country's various parameters. If that is going to happen, I think we need to provide good education, quality education in terms of knowledge as well as skill. So I think, so this speaks again, the potentiality of India is also speaking about challenges which are in front of us. So I think we need to double our enrollment ratio as per the target we have fixed. And our economy is also growing and developing. We are one of the fast developing economies in the world. And at the same time, we have a large population. So I think now we have we are on the top in terms of population and economic developments. If you look at in all sectors, the new dynamics are coming up. How to face all this? Most of these factors will have an influence on the education and of course the quality of education. We have 1,113 universities. So close to 56,000 institutions in higher education sector. 43,000 plus colleges. So that's where our students are studying. And this number is also huge. And we have an understanding that with a large number, we cannot manage the quality. We cannot bring the quality. We cannot maintain the quality. We can retain the quality or even enhance the quality. So that is what normally in a systemic scenario we talk about. But I think it is essential to build such quality universities and colleges to provide the quality education. So that means we cannot see only the macro picture. I think the micro is equally important in addressing this particular challenge. It is not only systemic changes. For example, NEP as a policy, it is talking about systemic changes. More a paradigm shift it is advocating. And it is more macro that when we talk about policy, it's at the directions. And even many of the post-policy, whatever operation that happens in terms of strategic planning for implementation, comes as a macro. It gives a macro picture, or it all trying to address the macro issues and challenges. I think that is more important to draw from this institutionally what is the context and what is the challenges to build a quality holistic nature of institution. I think that's where the focus. So macro to micro, what are the issues are there? I think we need to address. So number of universities from 800 this 5 years, it has reached 1,113. I think by the time I'm presenting this, few more universities have been already added. Because there is a scope now. It is not only the public universities from the state and central government. So most of the states are now coming out with regulations and guidelines to establish private universities. Many states are leading in that. And many states are welcoming the people or the interested not-for-profit organizations to establish the educational institutions or universities. I think this is another area that we need to look into, how the entire education field is opened up for, if you permit me to use the term called investment. So of course, the education is philanthropic and not-for-profit organization has to establish, but now we have a private players and we are inviting now foreign universities to our country. I think that's the challenge where we need to set our benchmark in terms of achieving some quality standards. I think that bar itself has to rise to certain level. Even in terms of gross enrollment ratio, the important is quality. Normally in economics, we have this theory. Quality means we have to price it at a higher level. So we have an assumption that quality comes through heavy cost investment, and that's the reason it should be charged more. So more price for quality products is normally the assumption. And if you look at the even in terms of affordability and also in terms of reaching out to the communities, various sections of the society, where also we have a quality issues. And look at the SC/ST enrollment ratio in terms of average gross enrollment ratio, it is less 23-18. I think we need to improve, because our achievement, the target is to achieve the target of 50%. And it is not just enrollment, it is more of inclusive and equitable. So how to address that? What are the changing parameters of quality for assessment? Not necessarily an external assessment, even for internally for an institution. I think in that context, I brought this particular information to all of you. Now look at the NEP. These are the statements I have taken from directly NEP. Quality universities and colleges. New forward-looking vision for higher education system it has given. And the higher education, the policy document starts from this, the higher education section in the policy document. Quality universities and colleges. So then these many days, whether we didn't had quality, whether quality was not the focus, whether we are not set the standards to meet or achieve. So I think all this question comes to our mind. Is it only NEP is talking about this? I think we need to understand here. Of course, quality was the focus even from the first policy, post-independence, if you not go beyond that. Only thing is, what was the focus then and now? There is little changes. Affordability, giving access to education, building that inclusive and equity education, that was the focus earlier. Now, I think we need to move towards more and more on quality. And even what is that quality? I think it is again a very subjective, and defining that quality is very, very challenging or difficult. But NEP has given certain dimensions to it. And what is that quality? Where we should not compromise, or how it should be comprehensive, how to make it as a comprehensive in higher education. So I think these are the certain issues that is also very much important when we talk about quality. So it is not just the academic resources. It is not just a teaching, learning, and content. Quality is now has much more than this. So I think we need to look upon all such in detail the possible extent today. And research is another angle. If you look at the entire history of India, even you take normally people talk about thousands of years of history for India. Research was a very critical thing in India. So, but somewhere I think we deviated from the research how we were doing earlier, and in terms of even quality and what is that research for all of us. I think need to have a lot of discussions and strategize the things to bring quality research culture in the institutions. So I think the National Research Foundation is one such advice from the NEP. It is to bring the quality academic research in all the fields. Basically, there is a requirement to build an ecosystem or build a culture, research culture in the institutions among the basically faculty and students. So that is another thing. And as the last term, as I mentioned earlier, it is not just the quality research. It is not just quality pedagogy, content assessment. It is not just the academic resources. The question comes even for affordability, equity, and inclusivity. So affordable and quality education for all. So I think affordable, I think I missed out something there, I feel, but let me put it in this way. Affordable, equitable, inclusive, quality education for all is the mantra of NEP. It is not just affordable, equitable. It is affordable, equitable, quality education for all. That means quality education is not for certain category of people. It is not. It should not be a relative. Should be based on the income or geographical area. So quality must be available for all. So, and it must be affordable, not at the higher cost. Normally institutions, they climb So we have this rankings, we have this accreditation, we have so much of resources. Look at that, our parameters, and look at our infrastructure, or look at our educational outcomes. All this. That's the reason you have to pay more. This is one analogy that we have. Of course, I understand and I completely agree that to build all that you need resources, financial resources. But the question is also there we need to address, that is how to make it affordable. And also access to such education for all. So the NEP is talking about this. So the quality dimension, it's not just revolving around certain academic and educational dimensions, it also has some other dimensions, I think, which is where we need to focus in the days to come, even at the institution level. What are such influencing factors? Because we're talking about NEP and also the quality. Look at the influencing factors on education today. 21st century expectations from all the stakeholders of education. And these expectations are changing fast. That is a challenge. And these expectations are many times disruptive. 360-degree disruptions we can see in every sector. Not only the technology, even in the other fields, we can see this 360-degree disruptions. Many emerging sectors are coming up. And we are talking about industry 4.0. I think now we are talking about industry 5.0, education 4.5, 4.0, 5.0, something like that. The fast changing industrial sector, emerging sectors, the look at the very culture of entrepreneurship, startups in our own country. We are the hub of startups and new areas. That's where all these are influencing on the education. More sensitivity towards climate change. I think the challenges in front of us, there are two challenges in front of us. One is climate change. Another one is artificial intelligence. I think these are the challenges for mankind in the days to come. And not only in India, in the entire world. We are experiencing some of the repercussions of all this. Both artificial intelligence and the climate change. We are experiencing the repercussions. So I think the more sensitivity in terms of social developments, environmental issues, that is influencing on our education. Very student profile is changed now. They are tech savvy. Look at the span of attention, or even how they question, what is their thinking, and due to access to all information, material, everything. So what is they are focusing and what is their expectations? What are their aspirations? I think this profile is changing. I think digital revolution, technological developments, all these are factors. In addition to that, policy, strategy, market, these are definitely changing. They are not static in any point of time. In some cases, policy may be static, but nowadays even we can see that policies are also keep changing. But volatility in this is the trouble. I think this is the challenge. So volatility and all this may be due to changes in the global scenario, the recession somewhere, war somewhere, or even the climate as a reason for it, or the alliances which are happening in the world today, or maybe an internal political changes, a technology-driven kind of a market or strategy, policy related to it. So there is kind of a volatility. Not frequent changes, but changes are more frequent than earlier. And the competition is there. healthy or unhealthy, let us not define or let us not get into that kind of a debate. But competition, and the world is understanding now, it is realized even during pandemic and post-pandemic period, it is not just competition, there should be cooperation. All these factors are influencing on education. I know that the general influencing factors which normally we discuss on the academic deliberation, I have not quoted you. More these are, we look at from the very different perspective, so which we need policymakers in education or the institutional managers or the who runs the institutions, manage the institutions, faculty, and of course the all stakeholders need to look into this. Let us have an environment scanning our own environment, society, etc. I have already talked about industry and society disruption. Educational transformation is another thing. Innovative teaching learning strategies, the teaching learning models, the new models are coming up. I think student profile already I talked about. This is the environment we need to scan continuously. Why this? Look at all this. Whatever that we would like to develop as content, whatever that we would like to deliver in classroom or outside the classroom, all our teaching learning practices and the entire plan for our teaching learning, including the content. That's the reason I call it as curriculum, how you assess, including the assessment. Unless otherwise we scan these environmental factors continuously, we cannot upgrade, we cannot reach the students, we cannot bring that educational outcomes which we are expecting to yield. Even for outcome-based education, today we are more talking about outcome-based education. Outcomes at various levels, educational outcomes, program outcomes, learning outcomes basically, and course outcomes. And for all this, continuously we need to scan this. What are the latest things that is happening? What are the changes that happen? What are the new strategies? Because we need to sharpen our skill, update with the required technology, and we must be able to develop and deliver such content to the students. So because most of the time what is happening in so far, quality, we will set a benchmark or standards. There are quality standards. And these standards, normally we keep certain level, we grade it, or we compare it, or we benchmark it. And look at the standards today, they are not constant at all. The standards are changing. More than that, whether we need to work towards achieving that standards, or is that something beyond that we need to. So I think this is another debatable, and I think we need to deliberate on this. Is that setting some standards and working towards that is what that we are going to do, or it is beyond. The fast changing scenario around us is making us to change and also lead that change, and also give the human resources, it is not right to call as human resources, but still we are using it, give the right human resources for all sectors. I'm not talking about just employment, industry, etc. Even for the nation, society, all the walks of life. I think that is more important. And another dimension, why I'm asking about even change in student profile is one of the element of environment which we need to scan regularly, because look at the sensitivity factors today which we can observe among the students. They are sensitive towards many of the issues. I don't know, is that cultural shift or is that influenced by other, normally people say Western thinking and something like that, blah, blah. But that may be true, and definitely we can develop on it. But that is creating some kind of a sensitivity. In our days, this psychology or counselors, counseling unit in the colleges were never heard. Now we are talking about mentoring, counseling, professional counseling, whatnot. We have all such terms, and we use the term psychological problems. Student is very dull. I think many more today we are experiencing. I think this sensitivity factor is also critical in our entire educational delivery. How we deal with students, how we bring that outcome among the students. I think scanning that environment is very important. That's where many times, if most of your teachers, you say that students are not concentrating. 8 to 10 minutes is maximum that they hear you. I don't know whether they concentrate or not. They hear us. So then what is my strategy? Otherwise, students may give good rating to you, ranking to you, whatever at the end of the semester or year. And we will also complete our syllabus, and we will be proud that we use innovative methodology, videos, online technology, spreadsheets or latest software, experiential learning. All these are burst terms today. We have used everything. We are satisfied in our class. But if you really look into the students who attended the class and not really benefited out of this, you have done everything. But are we ensuring that these are benefiting the students at every point of time? If it is not so, what is the reason? Because one is the span of attention has reduced to a greater extent for many reasons. Then what about how I should handle it? And you can't say that this is not my problem. And at the end of the semester, if you would like to assess the outcomes, if it is not matching with the desired outcomes and what is now, if the gap establishes, so it becomes a problem. I think these are all the micro issues. It looks very micro, and sometimes even though we feel that it is a silly matter, but I think this is important because quality builds from all this. Quality builds from all this. So what is that I can contribute in building that quality at all levels? I think that's where we need to more work and also develop strategies. So then what is my strategy for classroom management becomes an important issue. Even in the higher education, even in the master's class, even in the research coursework, how I manage my class. I think you can't say that it is not my responsibility. It is a student responsibility to learn. I teach. I think I completely agree that it is the responsibility of learners to learn. I think I have a slight different opinion on this. That is, it is our responsibility to make the learners to learn. So that we have to make them responsible for their learning. If we are able to make the learners responsible for their learning, very important in adult education, I think our half job is done. So I think many such issues which we need to continuously scan to develop our strategies, make modification, changes in our strategies at the individual level as a faculty and at the institution. Think, look at this is the requirement for a successful transformation. NEP is talking all big ideas, but it is not that easy because we need all this. How to address startups, industry 4.0, 5.0, and we have a development goal, sustainable development goal. We have digital transformation. Innovative strategies are there. We are aware of all this. Different teaching, learning, pedagogy models are there. Look at the educational transformation that we are talking about. NEP 2020 is there. Accreditation ranking is there. outcome-based education that we need to practice. We need to address the 21st century skills. We need to inculcate that among the students. And of course, employment, higher studies, what is the student progression? All this matters. So, for industry society disruption, we have all these strategies which help us to go for transformation. And see, quality, it is builds over a period of time, and also it creates an ecosystem. I think we need to work towards more into that building ecosystem from the individual to develop that kind of an ecosystem. Quality should be a culture in the institutions. I think that's the reason we need to have a model for, this is the model that we are going to apply in terms of building an quality ecosystem. And when you have an ecosystem, conscious efforts you do it. If it is for something else that you would like to achieve the quality, I think we'll miss out many things. Many times we'll do wrong things also. We involve in doing wrong things. At the same time, a self-understanding of quality is also not useful many a times. So that's the reason understanding the very term quality is necessary in a very holistic way to build the strategies. So what is that quality? Harvey and Green, in 1993, in his research writing, he has identified different ways of defining the quality. When you can call it as quality, if there is these features are there: exception, consistency, fitness for purpose, value for money, and transformation. So more emphasis on quality changes. These are the, it is A, B, C, D, E. It has also come as D. The 5 elements he has given. Here he says we can define through these terms. If you apply into, because largely it has come from the industry background, and there are many arguments that the quality that we are talking about is come from the industry. If you, for a moment, if you say yes also, if you take this clue from this, apply it to the education field, exception is a term that is used by Harvey and Green. So we normally have a tendency of comparison. Quality is an exception. The quality is not a routine. The quality you cannot find in everywhere. That's the reason most of the time we refer quality means Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, Indian Institute of Science, IIT, IIM. We look at that as a quality centers. Of course, they build that excellency in their programs and educational offerings, but this is where we see that it's an exceptional thing. So that is the very yardstick of measuring quality. Largely, many times, what happens if you go with such kind of a notion, we cannot build quality at all. Sorry, there is some technical error I am finding here. Is it visible? My presentation is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, and second one is consistency. Basically, this consistency comes from a reference point for quality that sets some standards, and we would like to maintain that, and consistently we follow it. I think in the education context, even exception and consistency, we cannot agree completely. Maybe an element, but not necessarily that is the quality for education field. Even fitness for purpose. For what purpose your institution is there? For what purpose your education programs are there? I think that is also because we have this. If we are working towards realizing institutional vision, that is quality. Many, I think, even in the assessment and accreditation process, we'll find this. Achieving the institutional goals or aim or vision is somehow is quality. And even that means the very purpose our model is going to fit. Is that is quality? Again, this question mark. And if you look into the value for money, I think if you take the recent developments, giving a premium education, you have to pay more. We are going to give all such facilities, resources, and that's the reason we are charging this fee. That is the cost side. And finally, we always look into the value, worth of it. Is it worth to pay so much? Is it worth to join that particular college or university? So that you look at the institutional offerings today. They say we give, this is our educational offerings program. We have, this is our ratings and rankings. We give all these facilities. We give laptop. We give learning resources. Look into our library. Look into our all infrastructure, hostel. Look into our assessment and accreditation ratings. So that means all these are bundled as a package or offerings, and the quality is attached to this. We are focusing on quality education because look at all these things are there, and this is where we call it as value for money. The quality comes from this concept. The narrow dimension is transformation, more emphasis on qualitative changes, which is basically a very comprehensive approach. More we can apply it in terms of education. We can practice it. We can practice it without missing on the desired things that we have to manage or run a particular institution. It is possible. So that means the quality has many such dimensions. What is it fit for education? Many times we cannot call students as product or customers. It is not right on our part to call, so that we are satisfying our students. So that means we have quality. That comes from this kind of a notion. The students are our customers, or student is our product which is serving the purpose. Why I'm very core quality term I'm taking and discussing, because the very understanding of quality in the education context is a continuous, debatable, or we can add more dimension to it, and many times we contextualize it for many reasons. I think we need to have a fair idea of this clarity at the individual level, at the institution. Otherwise, I no need to deliberate upon it all, because all of you are faculty of higher education, you know what is quality. But when we ask this question, what is quality, defining becomes very difficult. Most of the time it is relative. We compare. Relative. It is compared. When compared to that, the benchmark, this is standard. We are giving that and this, we have all this, so quality. We got an accreditation ranking, so it talks about quality. But in any of this case, we have not defined quality, or we have, many a times we wrongly understood the dimensions of the quality. So that is where I think we need to understand quality in higher education, and of course the context is in it. I think these days we are talking more on quality than ever before. I think that is good. It's a good development. We are talking about quality, and also we are talking about all global kind of an approach in terms of building our institutions. Now, every college is an aspirational college today. They would like to have more number of students, more programs, bigger campus, sustainability. They would like to build in within the institution. So I think this is good, that quality in more comprehensive way that we are approaching today, and more we are discussing and talking about. That's what I think already I have mentioned about. Distinctionness and inaccessibility is the parameter for quality. So we perceive that Oxford, Stanford, IIM, IITIs are all quality centers because we don't have access. It's very difficult to get into there. The distinctionness, what they have, that is the quality parameter. But today, look at the emergence of market economy. Value for money, the time spent has become the parameter. And I think at one point of time, to build that accountability among the higher education institutions, and there were more on the criticism on the quality of higher education overall, and also at the looking at the many colleges which are offering higher education programs on a very poor status. They don't lack of faculty, lack of education resources, infrastructure, all that has made. There is something called minimum standards. While establishing the institution, we need to meet certain regulatory requirements, including the minimum standards. We establish the institution, but after that we forget everything, and there are such kind of gen number of colleges that has mushrooming even today. So that's the reason to build a quality ecosystem. We started with a assessment accreditation system. We started NAAC, NBA accreditation, program, institution accreditation, and more of regulatory driven. And it is external. If you look at the NAAC journey also, how many institutions approached on their own when it was not mandatory. And after mandatory, how many applications the NAAC is receiving. And there are multi dimensions for it. One is quality is based on certain criteria. So NAAC has certain criteria, 7 criteria, comprehensive in nature, no doubt about it. And they have subjective and objective kind of an assessment. And that is one dimension. Another dimension is it is external to the institution and more driven by the regulations. Assessment and accreditation system is regulated. At the same time, why we are going for such A&A process? Because it is mandatory. We need it. Otherwise, our university will trouble us. This is another dimension for this quality system. And look at how institution works. Since NAAC is asking all this, we need to fulfill all this because NAAC requirement is there. So, what are right from the people, many institutions revisit their educational objectives or the core objectives of the institution itself to all their strategies, all their programs, all their activities within the college, whether it is curriculum, teaching, learning, research and extension, student development and progression, or it is any other innovations, innovative practices, on all this. What is that you're looking at? Why I'm doing all this? Because NAAC asked for all this. The approach is I am doing all this, so let me check whether I'm able to give that kind of a quality education or not. That is not the perspective. But since I'm approaching NAAC, so I have to build all this. I think this is something we need to, I think, debate more. So in terms of assessment and accreditation, and based on that, we say this is our quality. Based on the whatever that grade we get, we talk about quality. So these are all the various stages of quality in higher education. Even if you take the simple example of employability, whether your institution, you have excellent faculty, you are giving wonderful knowledge to the students, but they boils down to placement. Finally, the parents, students, the external world is asking, what is your placement? You have so fantastic faculty. We have even you will not find on the many of the education institutions, boardings, board, etc. This is the pedagogy that we use. We are innovative in this. This will not find. Because the stakeholders are asking not your pedagogy, not your approach towards the classroom interactions and outside classroom activities. They're asking more on what is the placement. So I am preparing students for employment. The job that I'm getting the job to them and also preparing them for it. That's the parameter for quality. That speaks you are a quality institution. I think this is where somewhere we are deviated from the main purpose of the education. Even in practically, we are not thinking that. Look at the scenario today. Whether your students are okay, you get a job to them, you develop all the skills, everything. Whether they stick on to their job, how many years? Unless otherwise they get a government public sector job. If they get into private sector, how many months, or it is not even years now, how many months they will be there in particular job, in particular company, particular role. Today is the time where students are shifting their careers, not just the company or a job, they are changing their careers. This is one thing. Second thing, you have prepared them for the first job. I think Stu's job it is, if I'm not wrong. He said, we need to prepare the student not only for first job, we need to prepare the student for first job, second job, third job. And how it is possible for us in a particular college? Highly difficult, because some of the second job, third job, after 5 years, we don't know what kind of jobs are going to come up, what skill set are required. We don't know. Even what we teach in first semester, second semester may not be relevant for the students once they go out. That's fast the industry is changing. I think obviously we agree with me. Students talk this. They say this. Whatever that we have learned in college is not useful in our industry. For many reasons. But one thing is, let us assume that all faculty are making a honest effort towards bringing all the contemporaneous to our teaching and learning, including the content. But still this happens because the gap is not necessarily because of what effort we are making, it is because the changing scenario. By the time the student completes the 3-year or 4-year degree, scenario will be different. So let us understand, we can't prepare the student for job. It is only the max to max we can see that the first job. And I think there is beyond this. This is where the NEP is talking more on what is that we need to build, what competencies we need to build among the students, why it should be holistic, and it is not just industry ready, it is beyond that. It is not something very macro or that many people will talk about this. Yeah, it is good to talk that we prepare students for life, but ultimately they should get some job. Career is important. They add what is the economic life of the students, all this. But the problem is that actually. So I think that's where we had an element of employment, employability, building that, and we prepare. That's the quality parameter. That has become a quality parameter. So quality, that what is there, what is quality for student, what is quality for faculty, what is quality for parent. Look at this. You feel that quality teaching, learning, giving them knowledge, develop skill. For them, quality is, whether it is a quality institution or not, comes from the placement and job job perspective. I think that's the reason we need to move beyond this. So now I think at least quality is not that. It is not the employability. It is not comparing with some institution standard setting, working for institution, working for some regulatory kind of thing. So that's the reason NEP has given a very holistic approach towards it. Universal access to quality education is the focus of the NEP. We are signatories of Sustainable Development Growth, and it talks about one of the important ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all by 2030. That's the target. We are a signatory. 2015 we have signed it. So inclusive equity, creating that lifelong learning opportunities, quality is one now. So and that's the target for us. It's a target for the country, means it's a target for an institution and every stakeholder, more focus, more importantly, the faculty. NEP talks about that. Of course, NEP even would like to build, it is aiming to have an education system by 2040 that is second to basically again same, it is having an access to equitable highest quality of education for all learners, which I mentioned earlier. In one of the fundamental principles of NEP, it talks about education is a public service and again talks about access to quality education for every child. It talks about right of a child. Quality education is a right of a child. So we need to create that access to quality education is the responsibility. So even the 21st century requirements, the quality education, the overall development of the students is essential. So the quality parameter or the dimensions of quality must be holistic. So that's the reason if NEP is talking about giving not only knowledge and also skill, and not only the professional skills, even the generic skill, what we call life skills. And it is more of building character and develop that intellectual curiosity, give that creativity, critical thinking, all the 21st century skills or capabilities, what we are talking about, must be integral part of education. So any program means it is not just the courses that we add into it. I think all these elements must be part of any program. It is not outside the program at all. It is not outside the curriculum at all. It must be embedded with the curriculum. So that's the approach NEP is advocating. Basically, that's what I said earlier. It is not just developing the employable skills. It is more developing student or preparing them for life in terms of more meaningful and satisfying life. So that includes even roles in terms of their work, personal life, and many other things. I think that is the NEP is talking about. And come to the implementation of NEP. Again, NEP is talking about multidisciplinary and holistic education. See, quality, we cannot take some kind of an objective quantitative measure, even though quantifying becomes essential at the end of the day to consolidate something. But look at the various aspects. I have listed, well, even there are many such other things in the NEP, is to develop that quality ecosystem, quality culture, and bring quality in every aspects of education. Whether it is multidisciplinary, holistic approach. How to integrate all this, because multidisciplinary approach itself is a very difficult task that we have in front of all of us, but very essential to develop a perspective among the students. The challenges that the students are going to face, whether personal life or professional life, is not about only their one disciplinary in which they are mastering. A problem-solving context in a realistic life is multidisciplinary. solving an economic problem needs societal angle, need and technology angle. How to appreciate? I think we need to build that among the students. That is multidisciplinary. And it must be holistic. We must integrate all other aspects into it. So I think flexibility, outcome-based education, using the innovative pedagogies and making this more experiential learning approach. Can we have skill and innovation labs within the institution to develop the new generation skills, research, mindset among the students, in changes in the assessment, not only in the pedagogy, even in the assessment. I think all these elements are talking about building a quality ecosystem for education. Your educational offerings, whether program or courses, it has to be of some quality. I think these elements are essential. It is rightly identified by the NE. So that means that a faculty in a college, how the faculty can think about now a flexible program, even though it comes from university for many colleges, even autonomous colleges will have some kind of a autonomy. University will have complete autonomy to develop their programs. How we can build into flexibility so we can enable the learning. We must enable the learners to learn better. And how we can build that kind of an approach, perspective among the students, where they can look into one problem from many dimensions. I think in terms of pedagogical issues, assessment issues, I think this is where we need to redefine the quality at the individual level, institutional level, in the micro scenario, and also at the macro scenario. These are the three structural changes, transformative changes that is proposed in India. Structural changes, regulatory reforms, holistic and multidisciplinary education. So the previous slide which talks about this. And next one is the structural changes and the regulatory. I combined certain these things to for my convenience. Look at the type of institution, research, teaching. This is to build quality in each aspects of the education at certain level. And look at how we can bring the quality, not necessarily only through a tool of assessment and accreditation. How you can make the institutions more autonomy, more accountable. So for me, autonomy is accountable. How you can build that more accountability among the institution, so that much the institutions can contribute towards quality. As a faculty, if I am become accountable for the learning means at the end of the day, we must ensure that learning is taken place. We can assess it. The student is ready. Outcomes are achieved in the realistic sense. That becomes an accountability for me as a teacher in terms of then I invest my time to develop a curriculum which includes content, pedagogy, assessment, and an educational environment, which will definitely take care of the all quality aspects to the possible extent. So I think that's the whole spirit behind giving this kind of an autonomy for institutions. And institutional development plan, a roadmap for our own institution, where we need to attain certain levels and expand, bring that innovation. So what is the plan we have? So that gives a clear picture where we are moving ahead. Accordingly, we can design and strategize our educational activities. And I think now already a document is available, the new approach for assessment and accreditation. It is not just multi-accreditation bodies with a meta-accreditation body. It is more the very approach towards assessment and accreditation. Binary accreditation or even assessment accreditation linked to autonomy. The approach in terms of assessment accreditation, even the criteria, etc. The new approach has been advocated in NEP. All these are for building a quality ecosystem in our higher education. That's the whole purpose. Having said all this, because I talked about even quality as an independent variable and contextualizing into the education, and bringing into the relevance of NEP here, I think that if you look into all this, whether you call it as quality or not, achieving greater heights and fulfilling the very purpose of education, if that is going to be the spirit and our fundamental purpose, I think we will definitely able to fulfill the all quality parameters and standards. So I think that is very much required more than anything else. That's the reason I said very clearly in the beginning, context is NEP. It is giving a context for us to think the newer ways and new dimensions of higher, not necessarily quality, the entire higher education. So that is where I think we need to think a little broader. That brings automatically the quality in all materialistic sense, and also all other aspects that we really need to handle today, whether it's called intangible or value-based, whatever, can be fulfilled, so that our students will be ready to have an economic livelihood and also ready to face all the challenges of the life. Post NEP, after NEP, I think all this have come now. Academic bank of credit is in place to build that flexibility, student mobility, etc. National Higher Education Qualification Framework is a part of outcome-based education. It is there. There is now a clear-cut standard for us. So what is that outcome of my teaching learning process? If this is the content, what I'm expecting. So I think we need to work towards that. So as a graduate, if you would like to call as a successful graduate from your programs, so what is that attributes that the student must have? So I think graduate attributes are right in front of us now. It is finalized. Curriculum framework, multidisciplinary approach, 4-year integrated, 4-year program, all such guidelines are available now, regulations are available. And including a lot of reforms are happening in assessment, accreditation, and regulatory framework that is yet to come to the public domain, but work is happening. So all this is to make ourselves very contemporary for the changing scenario. That takes care of the quality, if we really work in that particular direction and not get into all this. Transition challenges are there. Each one of you are able to identify and develop strategies to encounter this as a roadmap for implementation of NEP, and also develop your own institution and your own profession. I think the essential thing is whether to bring quality or even for innovation to make it expansion, innovation, everything. I think faculty capacity building is very, very essential at all levels. Sessions like this or even intensive workshop is very essential. I think we need good academic leadership at the institution level, or if each faculty will able to take that kind of a leadership in terms of their own teaching, learning, research, etc. I think that is very important. Institutional leadership is the crisis in education sector. And of course, improving and effective utilization of academic resources is very essential. Quality will not come free of cost. I agree. We need many things, not only finance, or many other resources are required to build the quality. But I think now the higher education is open to it. And I think at least the good institutions in the country are now they are thinking how to move ahead on this and best contribute to the society. The important thing is that Confucius said, man who does not think and plan long ahead will find trouble right at his door. Whether it is NEP implementation or the fulfilling your own purpose, whether in education or life, or even the building that quality ecosystem, I think we need to have a long-term strategy and plan, think long ahead and also beyond certain boundaries. Otherwise, we make some kind of an action plan, strategies, we'll try to use all the shortcuts. Again, what are the issues I have raised in the initial stage of my presentation in terms of the problems and challenges for quality will continue. So I think that is what my presentation all about. the NEP 2020 and quality in higher education. I'm open for any questions from the learned audience. If anybody is facilitating the Q&A, or that I have to go through the chat box and have to answer.
Good evening, sir. Dr. Mrs. Joshi here. Sir, is there any government's grants for equitability, accountability, and inclusivity for the education? Is there any special grants from government if we need to apply this NEP 2020?
Yeah, basically you will not get any grant like that. For example, you have to build equity, so take the grant, or you have to make your education offerings more inclusive. You will not get like that. But there are many grants which are exclusively for build such kind of or give such kind of facilities for students of underprivileged. You have many schemes. But as an institution, it is not possible to apply for all such schemes. Please mind. Because many of such schemes are not available for all types of colleges. And that's the reason, for example, even in terms of getting funds from some of the agencies in the government, they will ask whether your purpose is to serve such kind of underprivileged. Are you serving this community? Are you serving the socially, economically challenged categories? Then you are eligible to get some kind of funds. But otherwise, in a general thing, you will not get the funds. Number one. Number two, even if you refer the NEP document, today look at how institutions are facilitating. In kind of professional education in many states, we have this quota for certain categories of people, of many sections of the society which are underprivileged. So they are backward, and in many respects, there is certain kind of a quota system. And even the scholarship the government is providing. Institution is facilitating all this. But NEP even talking about why can't the institutions can take certain proactive actions to cater to the needs of all this section. Make the education affordable, non-commercial motive is one thing. And why can't you offer scholarship to such people from the institution level? So I think all these are a very bigger ideas that is proposed in NEP. Maybe difficult for some of the institutions, but I think some mechanism can be worked out for where institutions can definitely do this. Otherwise, there are, for example, in terms of research or capacity building, or even to develop infrastructure for certain type of institutions, funds are available. There are government schemes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any further question? So there is a question for you. NEP aims at autonomous college in context of quality education, but don't you think that majority of private colleges aims at financial profits rather than giving facility and rights to faculty and staff?
Okay, I think this is the existing scenario that we are talking from a number of years. The problem, the moment you give autonomy, it will be misused. Whether it is public or private, many a times we only pointing at private. For public universities, I'm sorry to say this, but with having all facilities and support, many universities are not providing any quality education at all. So even there are more other dynamics are working than the education in many of the campuses. But when you give the autonomy to the institutions, let us not think that it will lead to commercialization. Of course, that's what I said in my session. Quality, I am giving so much, and I call it as quality. That's the reason you have to pay more. This is something that is the economic calculation that definitely is there in the higher education sector, in the education sector. Even though we say it is for all public good, philanthropic, it is happening. But the reason is not autonomous. Giving autonomy is not the reason for that. And how you are giving this autonomy? The autonomy comes from through a rigorous process of assessment on accreditation. It is a graded autonomy. You achieve through fulfilling certain requirements. Then you get this kind of an autonomy, and you finally offer your programs and you certify, because NEP talks about degree granting kind of an autonomy. Tomorrow, if your degree has to be a value outside and you need a number of students to join to your college, only that you think about the commercialization or more fee, it will not work at all. So look at some of the premier autonomous institutions. They are giving good facilities to the faculty, not only salary, I think academic resources they are giving. They build good infrastructure, learning resources. At the same time, they also support the students financially to get into the admission. Some kind of scholarship, merit scholarship, or some advantaged groups they target and give the scholarships. So we need to have a regulatory which makes the autonomy more accountable. If you are, as it is envisioned in the NEP, it is going to happen. I think no other curricular problems will arise. But if you think only that if we give autonomy, all this commercialization will happen, they charge more fee, then we can't move ahead at all. We not even think of some institution to award degrees and build that ecosystem with quality is not possible at all. So all these things will be there. We can't avoid. We can't expect a completely free from all this. That is where we are living. The society economy is like that. But that should not stop us from thinking such kind of an idea, which really help the education to bring more quality and also in terms of innovations and other things. Let us not more worried about the limiting factors in many cases.
Sir, there is one more question from Dr. Shamli Gupta. Sir, while we are looking at imparting modern skills and infusing innovation and value-based knowledge and IKS, when are we going to get sufficient training and industry interaction?
Yeah, there are 2-3 important aspects the madam has brought out. One is skill and value-based education, value-based knowledge education, whatever, and IKS. First of all, we need to think education as a holistic. That's what even NEP advocates. The skill must be integrated with the curriculum itself. Professional skills.
Sir, sir, I'm just interrupting you here. What I mean is that as academicians or as mentors, what has happened is that we have obtained enough training, you know, in the sense that we have studied, we have the knowledge which the books have given us or which our research has given us. But while the NEP is heavily talking about skill-based education, somewhere I feel that we have not interacted or we have not had the industry expertise, you know, and especially in fields like maybe mass media or the sciences, it becomes very, very important for students to either do internships or, you know, go to the industry. And in the process, what I have realized is that many of us teachers have been left behind.
Yeah, I understood your question.
So I think very importantly, we have to, you know, interact with the industry to understand what is it that the industry is looking at. You know, at one point of time, marketing itself was very, very traditional marketing. Today, we are looking at, you know, digital marketing. We are looking at other forms of marketing like influencer marketing. So things have changed so much.
I think the gap you were talking about, the industry institutional interaction, gap in the industry institutional interaction. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. One thing is that Yeah, NEP is talking about these aspects, and also they are telling more internship, more institutional and industry engagements, interactions, etc. But question is how to materialize that. I think, as I know, industries are not as open as the academia wants. And they have always a complaint, and we have this complaint, but always they have also a complaint. If we interact with the academia, what is that we get benefit? Because industry is completely a commercial world, even though they have all societal angle. But finally, what is that benefit? How it benefits to us? If student entrance comes, we train them, but of course it is a good for societal good. They have to do it, but at the same time, how entrance can contribute? If we interact with faculty, whether it is going to contribute in terms of a newer strategy for me, the product, whether it helps in product development or any other new research breakthroughs, ideas. Problem is basically that. So, what is that in terms of innovation, creative ideas, whether among the students or faculty, which we are not able to provide it to the industry? I think that's where industry is not also finding it useful to interact with the academy. Having said this, there are some of the institutions, they really built a very good interaction with the industry, not only for placement, even the industry have gone and established a center of excellence in those institutions to that extent. And they provided CSR fund for various purposes of education through institutions. And if you look at today, when compared to past, the industry forums are more open. There are many industry associations and forums. They are more open to engage with the education institutions. Most of these industry forums, they've opened a separate wing for educational interactions to engage with educational institutions. Then this is a positive sign that in the future, through these associations or forums now, in future, with many other initiatives, we'll be able to connect with the industry. I think that is possible. Many a times, let me tell you, without approaching directly industry, where number of industries are there, more difficult to approach, and reaching certain person over there itself is difficult. Approaching such industry associations, industry forums is more easier task when compared to approaching to industry. And these forums are not coming out with educational programs. Please understand this. They are coming out with educational programs for students as well as for any other type of adult learners. What is the industry is expecting? You can definitely come to know through the courses that are offered by NASCOM, for example, FICCI. They conduct such workshops online. They also gone to the online mode physically in different places. They have online courses, not just workshops or seminar, webinar. They have online courses where you can complete that. You get a certification, and as well as it is very much contemporary to the industry. So now there are many newer ways to interact with the industry experts, not only the individual industry, through the industry forums. And many such agencies, industry forums and other similar kind of bodies are conducting some kind of interactive sessions with CEOs, CFOs, strategic leader of the institutions. Available on YouTube, or they conduct online platform for some fee. That gives a very good perspective about the latest happenings in the industry, innovations, many other things. So your students can be asked to take up such courses online, and you attend such workshops. So internship, that's what I said. Number of students is so huge, providing internship to all in industry becomes very, very difficult. So I think industries are also not open to that level. I think now at least we have an alternative in that category, that where industry forums are coming out. And if you are able to build a linkage with these forums, they will link it to many industry and industry leaders. This is happening, exactly it is happening in the same way for internship and for many other interactive engagement programs. And when you are able to deliver that your institution is of quality and reputation, and you are able to impress upon it, they will offer internships, they will offer even training programs, they will offer placement, etc. On the other hand, there are certain institutions which are addressing certain category of or certain sections of the society, they're serving in underprivileged areas, geographically remote areas. In such institutions also will get a lot of benefit from the industries in terms of CSR, and also through other non-financial benefits. They come and train the faculty, come and train the students. So the institutions must be ready to connect with them in different ways, not only the conventional way. Madam, do you have further query on that?
So there is one more question there from Dr. Arifa Sultana.
For previous question, whether Gupta madam
Dr.
has
Shamli
anything?
Gupta, sir is asking something. Your query was resolved?
Or whether she would like to add anything, that's all. Okay, we'll go to the next question.
Okay. It is Dr. Arifa Sultana. The question is, time to time, the meaning of quality of education has changed. How we can ensure that the quality of education for long-term sense?
No, I don't know whether meaning of quality has changed. Basically, defining quality because of its relativity, quality of relativity, the feature of relativity and intangibility. Defining quality itself is a challenge in toto, not necessarily for education. I can understand your question, or I can put forward your question in this way. The quality dimensions keep changing. Somebody comes and say that this is quality. NAC comes and says that this is quality. Or some other agency, industry will say this is quality. Parents are. So the set expectations from different stakeholders, how they define quality and what is their expectations of quality is becoming a burden for you, or that is keep changing, or there is a lot of such changes that is happening. Otherwise, we have a fair idea of what is quality. The thing is, there are certain things which are sustainable and also as a parameter of quality, which itself is inclusive and more comprehensive. The moment you stick on to the one angle, the most of the institutions earlier, okay, value-based, all such things were there, and building a holistic personality. Even today, some of the institutions are working towards that. But there are certain institutions which they talk about technology is the criteria, employment is the criteria, building skill is the criteria. That is the quality. If you fulfill the requirement, placement happens 100%, achieve the quality parameters. For some institutions, NAC accreditation is quality. If you think in one such kind of a angle, then it becomes difficult for you. You limit yourself, and that is not a sustainable one. And in the long term, you cannot think about it. That's the reason NEP talks about more holistic approach of quality. That's where I discussed about certain parameters. The very fundamental approach towards education, multidisciplinary, holistic. Make it inbuilt flexibility into it. And you cater to the needs of the cater to the requirements of equity, accessibility. Then you will have better understanding of quality, which can become more affordable and also inclusive. So I think that kind of an innovation is required. You keep on working on your teaching learning through a set outcomes, desired outcomes, and how you achieve. So this is where I'm talking about a comprehensive model of quality, which proposed to some extent in NEP. In a realistic sense, we need more not necessarily discuss, much more equipped with skill and competencies to established that system, I think that is a long lasting, and that is more in terms of incremental. It will enhance your quality and further enhance your quality, and you move on. And most of the time, without mentioning even quality, you do quality things. But the moment you link the quality into one dimension, as I explained in my presentation, that is not long lasting.
Any other further questions? Yeah, I hope the questions are answered. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the valuable insight related to NEP and the various different factors which influences our education and how to successfully bring in this transformation by not only making the students job ready, but going beyond to have more fulfilled life, as sir said rightly, by adopting inclusive and equitable education system. Thank you, sir, for sharing the implementation of NEP so as to enable learners to learn better, the institutions becoming more accountable, faculty development, and lastly said as sustainable quality development. So thank you, sir, for responding to all the questions also, which were found to be quite pertinent to the topic. Thank you, sir. I would also...
I thank the madam and also the entire team of Tilak College for providing me this opportunity. Already I have congratulated you, appreciated you for initiating such good workshop for the academic fraternity. Thanks to listeners on an evening after all your working hours, all the schedule. After that, you are attending this session. There were good interaction also. So I thank for this opportunity. In a way, I will also, it is for learning for me also. And for quality, what is there in the last, purposefully I had put this last time. Where there is a will, there is a way. That is the important bottom line for building quality, innovation, whatnot. Thank you. Namaste. We'll meet again.
Thank you, sir, on behalf of Tilak College of Science and Commerce. Thank you on behalf of PS.
I think
Thank
you
you very much.
have worked a lot.
No, sir, it's my duty.
All this scheduling.
Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to now propose a vote of thanks. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. Every celebration in an experience, the external fades away and the internal lingers and echoes in the most depth of our hearts. We are reminded that sessions like this one are milestones on the journey of life and reminders of God's fidelity all through. On this note, let's conclude a remarkable, memorable, and knowledgeable session. On behalf of Tilak College of Science and Commerce, I sincerely thank Dr. Narendrajit Kaur, our speaker for the first session, and Dr. Gaurisha Joshi for enlightening us with their insights. I shower my heartfelt gratitude to the professors joining us from different parts of the country and to Tilak family for their wholehearted support rendered in the success of this session. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.